Like, how was it like just guarding Travis on that? Like, what was that like?
Yeah.
Like, not to glaze, bro. Bro was actually good.
What
Like,
was your emotions like when you was
legit
literally lined up with that guy?
He's fast. I think when you allow a player to just play free and just get open and do whatever he wants, I think they can use that to their advantage, especially when you're an athlete like him. His run after the catch is crazy.
What's up, y'all? It's Hinckley Ropati, your host.
This is Caleb Etienne, your co-host.
And we're here with another episode of Inside the Y with Center Street Media. And we got ourselves a treat
banger,
today.
Jacob
Yes,
Robinson, my brother.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah, for sure. We'd like to welcome Jacob Robinson to our set today. We appreciate you for being here, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Seriously, man. Like I said, this is a treat, most definitely, and we got a lot of questions from fans of Cougar Nation that they're excited about this one. So appreciate you for making time for being here, bro.
Yeah.
And so I guess we'll start off like just pretty easy. J-Rob, obviously, you're well known in the football world, especially here in the Cougar Nation. You know what I mean? Zero to hero, all types of nicknames. I guess just talk about kind of your journey, like playing sports growing up, and kind of how was that? Like, was sports something that you always was into, or like how'd you get involved with sports?
My dad was super into sports, just watching on TV, and my mom was just telling me, like, when I was like 3 years old, I wanted to play soccer, so she had to lie about my age because it was a little bit too early. You couldn't start till you were 5,
right.
So she put me in when I was 3, and I just always was wanting to play sports, and no matter what sport it was, I was wrestling, lacrosse, everything. So.
Oh shoot! So how many sports have you played growing up? Like, let's list them. Even if you did it for 1 year, like what different sports did you do?
So I'd say soccer, basketball, wrestling, football, lacrosse. Played tennis. Did I say baseball?
No,
baseball.
Dang.
Boy. About every sport. Yeah.
Oh snap! What the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so like, were there like specific sports that you played consistently growing up? Like, I'm assuming like you probably played basketball, obviously football.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, what sports did you play? Like,
so my main sports growing up was wrestling, baseball, basketball, and soccer, and then football too. But I didn't get to start football till I was like, I don't know, 9, I think.
Oh dang.
So.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So like, obviously you've done all these different sports. Would you say like it was beneficial for like your development as an athlete overall, like doing the different sports? Like how would you like kind of tell it?
I'd say for sure. Just being able to focus. Well, I wasn't just focusing on one sport. I kind of learned new things from different sports and then implement it into football, implement it into basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just being able to play every sport has really helped me just with how I move, how I think about the game, and everything like that.
I agree.
So,
I mean, like, I hands down think that people who's playing soccer have some of the best footwork.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's definitely something that, and then conditioning as well, bro. People don't understand how much you run in soccer, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, my wife used to play at BYU, and dude, like they had these trackers, and I think they would like run like close to like 5 to 7 miles a game. It's crazy how high it can get to, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And then like other sports too. Like, I grew up playing multiple sports, but I mean, I didn't seriously play those sports till I got to high school. Like, I did like maybe 3 different sports in high school, things of that sort.
Yeah.
But you started doing that from when you was young, and I feel like that's a huge reason why you play the way you play, you do the things you do. You know what I mean? So that's hella dope, bro. So like, kind of explain, like, obviously you got to high school, and kind of how you focused all on football. How did football became the main thing, and kind of your journey with football throughout high school?
So I think it was my junior year I decided that I was going to not play basketball, which that's the first time I haven't played basketball since I was, I don't know, like 6, 7.
Oh, dang.
So I just wanted to – I was always smaller. I weighed like 140, so I was probably even lighter. I was probably like 130 at the time.
Oh, sheesh.
But I just wanted to focus on my weight and try to gain a little bit more just for the next football season. So, I ended up not playing basketball, and my dad was pretty mad at me. I had to talk to my mom because that was like one of his favorite sports growing up. Like, he still plays. He's 72. He goes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just shoots threes.
Heck yeah.
But, I think just being able to focus on football, just quitting basketball. I stopped playing baseball once I got into high school.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I still played basketball my senior year once I got everything figured out.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, just focused on football, and
Yeah.
it helped a lot.
So how was the recruitment process for you? Like, obviously, with football and being undersized, because I feel like we kind of had similar probably experiences. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was only like coming out of high school. Shoot, I think I was like a couple inches shorter, and I maybe 180 for me, 190.
Mm-hmm.
And as a running back, like that's not even like, you know what I mean? They can't do nothing with that, bro. I remember, you know what I mean? I had my fair share of experiences with like colleges coming and be all like, dang, he is too small. Like, you know what I mean? He needs to put on weight. So kind of explain your recruitment process, and then kind of how you ended up at BYU, and then kind of talk about, like, was it always a dream or, like, you know, a plan for you to end up where you are now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think growing up, I never really was – I mean, I always loved BYU, biggest fan. And then until I got to high school, I saw a bunch of guys getting offers in, like, 8th grade. I remember Raider, DeMooney, all of them. I was like, dang, these guys are getting offers. So I was like, I need to try to get an offer.
Yeah.
But it was just hard because I was older than them, and then I saw them getting offers. So I was like, why shouldn't I get an offer and stuff? So I think that just put a chip on my shoulder and just made me like work harder. I'd always hit field work, try to get as strong as I could at the time. And then, I went to Utah State first. I think that was just a different decision for me. I just needed to get out of this area for a little bit, kind of go experience some new things. And then, I'm glad to be back though.
Exactly. So how did that work? So we went to Utah State, right? You played your first year there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did your thing over there, and then you entered the transfer portal, right? After 1 year. So you did only your freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Did you redshirt at all while you were over there? So you played as a true freshman, and then you entered the transfer portal, and then obviously BYU came seeking for you along with other schools, and you ended up coming here to BYU. I think that's crazy, bro. Like, just like your journey, you know, just to get here and stuff like that. And so I guess just talk about just a little bit of how your journey been since being here at BYU, and has that decision been something that you glad you made, or you know what I mean? How does that work for you now?
I think it was the best decision of my life so far. Yeah. Honestly, just to be able to come here, be closer to my family. I mean, it was COVID up there, so it's kind of
It was during the COVID.
Boring and nothing going on, but I miss my family, so I wanted to come back and just be as close as I could. And what was the other part you asked?
So just talk about basically just like your experiences since you've been here at BYU. Like, has it been something that like you feel like it's been like, you know, beneficial? What things have you feel like has been great about being here at BYU?
Yeah, I think I've definitely made some of my best friends. I know I'll be friends with all the people I met here till the day I die, I think.
I agree.
Football-wise, I've learned so much. I mean, I learned a lot in high school just because my head coach was super good and DB coach and everything. But being able to be with Coach Guilford, I've learned a lot. Even like when Tuiaki and all them were here, I learned a lot about how to play defense and just how to go about your day.
So obviously, J-Rob, you know, it's what's that called? It's pretty well known here in Cougar Nation, you know, how great of a player you are and kind of just how locked down of a DB you are. I think everybody can agree, not just on the team, but as fans as well, you know what I mean, how much they trust you guarding the best receiver on the field and things of that sort, and you've done that consistently your entire time here at BYU. Talk about what goes to your mental preparation for games. Like, how does that look for you?
Definitely a lot of film throughout the week.
Yeah.
I try not to get too psyched out because I think as a DB, if you're too psyched out, your technique will go away. You'll start biting on things or you'll back up too much because you're scared of getting beat.
Yeah.
So just going into the game, I definitely think just try to have my mind calm and just believe in what I've been doing this whole off season. That'll help. So
it's kind of like just trust the preparation, right? You ain't gotta do too much. You ain't gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. I mean, you see it every time you go out there and compete. I mean, I remember obviously we just got done playing the bowl game. You know what I mean? And so it just had me thinking about the last bowl game that we played in. If anybody don't know, I don't know if you knew this, Caleb, but we played against SMU, and the game-saving tackle was J-Rob, you know what I mean? And so, you know what I mean? And then to be able to have this bowl game and playing against Colorado and that receiving core. Obviously, that was a great receiving core. I don't think people understand how good that receiving core was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Definitely one of the best in the country.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody talks about Travis Hunter, the Heisman winner, but there are definitely other players like that. You know what I mean? Jimmy Horn, other guys that were great players. But for you, kind of talk about. I guess the question is how was the preparations going into this bowl game? You know, I think Jay Hale talked about how excited he was to get after these guys and kind of talk about how that looked throughout the 3 weeks and of prepping for the bowl game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd say it was really the same for me, other than, I mean, we're going against the Heisman Trophy winners.
Yeah.
That's like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely watched, I'd say, more film just on each guy, just not just one guy or Travis Hunter. I watched it on 1, I watched it on 5, 14.
Yeah.
And just trying to pick up on little stuff, I think, more than I usually do, just because it was such a big game. It's a big game for all of us. It could help us in the future.
Exactly. Oh, for sure.
And so, yeah, I'd say just even more film for me.
Yeah.
For the week. So.
No, I agree. I mean, so like, I guess also talk about like what is that experience like with you, just watching film on certain receivers, and like kind of what things do you look for? Like what exactly do you look for when it's film watching?
So I'll look at their back foot when they're lined up, see like their releases, if they do split release, if they like to speed release more. It's a little bit different at the slot just because they have all the space in the world to
work with,
do whatever. But yeah, so usually at the slot, I'll try to check if they go inside release, then if they're going to do like an inside route, or if they go outside release, outside route. So just stuff like that.
I think a lot of people, when they think of us doing film watching, they just think we just see it's just X and O's and what they're running and routes and these that concepts. But like there's so much more things that we look for that helps us give an edge when it comes to playing the games. Whether that's small tendencies that our opponents do, you know what I mean? Even the smallest things, like I don't know. I'm pretty sure Caleb can attest to this, but like for us as an offensive player, like I mean, if we see a specific D lineman lining up a certain way, or he has a certain foot up, or you know what I mean. I think it's the same thing with as you guys to a defense. You know what I mean, if you're in a certain stance, you know what I mean, then it can tell if it's pass or post with that. So there's definitely a lot of small tendencies that we try to look for.
Playing O-line, pretty much got the same similarities as a cornerback. Yeah, playing backwards, so.
Remember we were telling you to do this step.
So I get where you're coming from. So like, how was it like just guarding? Like, well, I know I talked to you already, but like, you know, you obviously guarded Travis Hunter. Like, what was that like? You know,
like, not to glaze, but
not glaze, because they was being glazed already. The whole
that's
week,
what I'm saying. But not to glaze, like for me personally.
Like how?
Bro was actually good.
What was your emotions like when you was literally lined up with that guy?
Yeah. So I only guarded him man once the whole game because I was in the slot the whole game.
That's right. Yeah.
He's fast. I think when you allow a player to just play free and just get open and do whatever he wants, I think they can use that to their advantage, especially when you're an athlete like him.
Yeah.
He just get open, and then I think his run after the catch is crazy for sure. But I didn't really guard him just one-on-one a lot. So
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like seeing that was crazy. Like obviously, like we got plenty of fast guys on our team. You know what I mean, Maury and stuff like that. But when you have like a a guy that just like all of a sudden like. Yeah, he's a dangerous person in open space. You know what I mean? I feel like how was it as a defense, like for you guys, just to like game plan? What was the game plan to like obviously contain him, but not just him, but then you have 3 other guys that that are more than capable. You know what I mean? And so kind of talk about like what was the game plan like? Or how was that?
One of the goals for the week was make it a war, just a physical battle. That's what Coach Hill wanted. So I think. We knew, like, as long as we were getting in the backfield, hitting Shador as much as we could, and hitting all the receivers, and it'll work for us. So we weren't, like, focused on him. We didn't need to double him or anything because we trust. I trust Mark. I trust Moore. I trust Evan. So I wouldn't say it was just like to double him. It was just to go and get pressure on the quarterback.
Like create other factors outside of him. You know what I mean? There really wasn't no emphasis on containing him or locking him down. And I think that's what makes our defense so great. I mean, like, obviously you guys understand the type of player and the caliber he is, but like you guys are not over here like, oh, we got to give special attention to him. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, you guys all trust your abilities, and everybody sees it. You know what I mean? And so, no, I think that's super cool. That's what makes our defense so raw and so good. You know what I mean? Our ability to be able to do that. All right, so here's another question from Cougar Nation. Let's see here, like what's special about BYU's football culture? And I guess talk about, because we've been here the same amount of time, right? And so we've seen, you know what I mean, the highs and the lows, and obviously this season and the success that we've had this season. I guess talk about like what was the culture like this season, and why do you think it was as good as the season as it was, and why we were successful this year compared to, you know what I mean, prior years or whatever.
I think the season started in January. I mean, when we started working out with Coach Phyllis and them, like it was just a mindset to just go and just, I was going to swear, but just to go and just kick everybody's butt that lines up across from you and make everything a competition. I'd say that's probably the biggest part.
Yeah, I definitely feel like our season was already written from the beginning of the year. Like you said, like the strength coaches, the message was to dominate every single day, win the day. You know what I mean? And I feel like when you have a team who has that perspective of like just winning that day, you know what I mean? Control you can control, but win that day, dominate that day, and then stacked up those good days. By the time we got to fall camp, it was already written. Like we kind of already knew the work's already been put in. Now it's just time to go out there and ball. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's definitely, like you said, like that's a huge factor to the success that we had. It was something that we believed in from the get-go. We talked about it. You know what I mean? Like obviously we didn't get the results that we want in terms of like playing in the Big 12 championship. You know what I mean? That was obviously the goal, and that's something that we all talked about, even though nobody had us in that conversation. You know what I mean? From the get-go, right? And so I totally agree, bro.
Yeah. I do think like when Coach Phillips did get here, like that helped like the team a lot. Setting the foundation of, you know, as a unit and like as a whole. I feel like we was just everywhere at the beginning, especially from like the last year before that. We didn't really have our strength coach like set in place for real. And I do think he helped us, you know, to be more of a competitive, more team and stronger. So I think that helped a lot.
I think also like Kalani, just like not even to just dominate when you're playing football, but dominate in life. Like you just had a baby girl, so you're dominating in life, and just I think he just preaches like outside of football, if you're being a good person, doing what you need to do, and coming into football, it'll help you. So
do you literally just answer the next question? which is basically you literally, that's perfect. That led us right into our next question about playing with Coach Kanani, kind of how that is. And like you said it right off the rip. I mean, like Coach Kalani is more worried about how we are or who we are off the field than we are on the field. And I feel like because of that philosophy and the way he approaches, you know, coaching, it's why we're so successful on the field. It's because like he says it all the time. When you win that life and you take care of business off the field, you can come in and show up to football and just focus on football, and really that can just be like an escape, and that can just be just all about football. You know what I mean? You're not thinking about any other life problems, or you don't have other life problems to worry about when you're in that moment. And I feel like he does a really good job of, you know what I mean, telling us the most important things in life is to be a great brother, a great father, you know what I mean, great son, things of that sort. And I feel like that's something that separates him a lot from a lot of other coaches, I feel like. You know what I mean? And so kind of talk about what Coach Kalani has meant to you, and like kind of what's the some of the things that you took away from him during your time here.
I think every time I've had to talk about him, I just bring him up like and say he's used another father figure for I think the whole team. I know like he likes to keep us competitive, but competitive and controlled, if that makes sense.
No, for sure.
He doesn't want us talking too much smack, because then your mind goes somewhere else and start focusing on things that don't need to be focused on. But I've honestly learned so much from him. I know like I like the thing is after we lose a game or if we win a game, just treat your family the same. And just be able to go and just make them feel loved, because they're there to support you. They don't care if you win or lose, they're still going to love you. So.
But that's literally one of my favorite messages that he shares. You know what I mean? Like, win or lose, like you got to be the same man to your family. You know what I mean? You still got to go out there, smile, and love them up, and you know what I mean, and thank them for the support and things of that sort. And so, I feel like that in itself is a life lesson overall. You know what I mean? How you approach things in life, and when things don't go your way, you know what I mean? You're not gonna mope around and let it affect other people that you love. You know what I mean? Like a real man, like what he teaches all the time. A real man is someone who goes and continues to smile and continues to make the people around him feel positive and feel that love. And I think he emulates that in his life. And I think that's what separate. I think that's what makes him so unique too. Is that just the way he lives his life is the way he preaches it. You know what I mean? And so to see someone an example like that, a father figure like that, I think it's easy for us to kind of, you know, be able to, you know, grasp that concept and be able to try to emulate that in our lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, no, I 100% agree, bro.
I think I had to learn that the hard way, just because growing up, I was just so competitive. We lost, or if I, like, struck out, I'd throw my bat. I had the worst anger issues, so I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. Hey, bro, you're throwing bats at the umpire or something, bro?
Some people might not believe it just because I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, because you're so calm. That's what I'm trying. Like, it's hard for me to see you that way because, like, I feel like you're so calm. Like, even when like you know what I mean, things are going like down, like for the team, right? We're losing. Like, I feel like I've never seen you like ever like mad or angry or anything like that. Like, you just kind of stay even keel the entire time, right? You know what I mean? So, but I feel like it's a competitive advantage, like the fact that you're able to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I think you know, the coaches talk about it all the time. You know what I mean? On the offense side, like don't be too. You know what I mean? You don't be too high and don't be too low, right? You know what I mean? When the high is high, don't be riding it way too high. When the lows are low, don't let yourself be too low. But kind of just stay at that even keel state. And when things are happening, when you're able to be in that even keel state, you can always perform at your best, no matter what the circumstances are, right? And so, no, that's a good trait to have. Growing up, bro, I was the same way. When I lose, I was a sore loser, like big time, bro. I used to get in fights with my brothers. Like I used to, bro. What? Like, man, like it was one of the worst. Like, I remember one time, and my dad. Oh man, my dad slapped me for this one. I mean, he love tapped me for this one. But I remember after the game, I was so mad that we didn't win. That I didn't shake the kid's hand that was killing us, bro. Like, he was giving it to us, man. I walked in. It was flag football, man. He shook his hand. I walked right past him like this. Because I was just so annoyed, you know what I mean? Bro, that was the first and last time I ever did that, bro. Best believe it. You know, my dad, he made sure I learned the lesson of, hey, sportsmanship and understanding the importance. And I mean, it's a life lesson as well, right? You can't go around moping because you're losing and stuff like that. And so, how has going to obviously BYU, which is a faith-based school, right? How is going here? How has that been, or how has that impacted you as a football player?
I'd say being able to wake up and just, I think you think about the gospel, everything, God, just because you're going to a place that's just surrounded by it. So there's always just a positive, I don't know how to explain it, positive.
Yeah, like a feel vibe a lot of times.
Just all around you.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't, there's not really a lot of, or any school that I know about that starts every single meeting with a prayer.
Even class.
Even class, bro. Like I've been in classes where, like, you know, we start with the prayer and I'm all like, oh dang, what the heck?
When I first got here, I'm like, wait, what is going on? I never
exactly.
But I was like, man, like
even being members or whatever it is, like it's still something that's like, oh, then that's crazy that we actually do this. You know what I mean? Something you gotta take a step back and think like, that's pretty unique. You know what I mean? Every single time we make sure we start off with giving thanks to God. You know what I mean? And
we do it before we eat. So
like everybody does it. You know, you do those things in your personal life, but to do it as like a team, as a football team, I think it's pretty powerful. You know what I mean? Like that saying. I think that saying that goes like, a family who prays together stays together. I think it can apply to any type of unit in life, whether it's a football team, you know what I mean, a sports team, whatever it may be. Like I feel like
it tells a lot about you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like that's been an important part of our success as well, right? You know, being united in faith and things of that sort. And so, what are your goals now? Like obviously, you know, since you're being here, your career at BYU had a great career here. What's your goal now going? Moving forward, you know what I mean?
For sure the NFL, I'm going to try.
Oh, yeah, that's a given.
So, yeah, I'll start training January, 6th, and then go for 8 weeks, and then just ride it out till the draft. So.
Yes, sir. And so, obviously, your dream is to always dream of ours is always to play in the NFL, right? And things like that. And now that's within grasp, right? Obviously, you know what I mean? Training for it and things of that sort. Here's some questions from Cougar Nation that they wanted to ask. Just some fun questions. So, like, what team would you like to play for? Like, if you can choose a team, right? Obviously, any team you get drafted by, whatever, it's a blessing. But what team would you like to play for and why?
So my team growing up is always the Dolphins.
That's, Miami, okay.
Yeah, that's where my birth mom lives. She lives
in
Florida. So I'd probably say the Dolphins because they have one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah,
probably the best corner in the league, Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be cool. Or say the Raiders would be cool too.
Vegas?
Just close to home.
Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
No, facts. Utah need to have a team too, man.
We do. We need to get one.
Yeah, we need to get one ASAP. I mean, I'm telling you, it'll be nice if they have one here, bro. The fans here,
What's the name
they go all out. Yeah, what would the name be if Utah had a? Because so the hockey team came here.
Yeah.
And what is it? Oh, it's the Utah hockey team, right?
Yeah.
Hockey club or something like that.
Yeah.
But they were like decided between like Yeti or like something like the Blizzard
or
something like that.
Something,
But what would be a football team? What would you think? Utah, or it'd probably be like what would it be?
Pioneers.
Utah Pioneers. Actually, that's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, like that. There's a lot of history in there, right?
Yeah.
It's like the San Francisco 49ers. You know what I mean?
Being like
could be the Earthquakes or something.
Blue color or something.
It gotta be blue.
It
It gotta be like a blue.
Yeah.
I said just
no red.
I said
no
just
red.
take whole BYU's persona and just throw it in the freshman team, bro. All right, so that leads into our next question. So obviously, I mean, Miami, that's a pretty good place. Vegas is also a great place too. But who are players in the NFL and things of that sort that you kind of watch and, like, you know what I mean? Aspire to like, you know what I mean, emulate their game and things of that sort. You talked about Jalen Ramsey earlier, and that dude is hands down one of the best corners in the league. But what separates him, I feel like, is his mentality, you know, the way he approaches the game. But who else do you watch?
So recently, the agency I'm signing with has a player that they signed with, Diamador Lenore. He's the nickel for the 49ers.
Okay, yeah.
So I've been watching him a lot. He was 5th round.
Is he number two?
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah.
He's a fifth round guy. He signed for like 93
He just signed right now for 93. He's a dog.
So I've been watching him a lot. Trey Davis White.
Yep.
Who else? Denzel Ward. So a lot of the smaller guys.
Yeah.
Just because I like to see how they move, see what they're thinking and their mindset. So.
Oh, that's dope. No, those are some good names. I mean, the cat that plays for the 49ers. That's crazy how he just signed that big contract, bro.
Yeah.
He's one of the highest paid DBs in the league now. And, but he was a 5th round draft pick, bro, and it's crazy.
It doesn't matter, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
What round you go, you just gotta go out there and ball out.
Exactly, bro.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, facts, bro. No, that's crazy, bro. So
give some advice, you know, to the, I guess, younger people that's coming up, you know, or even looking at you, I guess, and just giving some advice, I guess, to them.
With people that want to go to BYU, at least, I can give advice. I think right now BYU is the move, honestly, just because, I mean, you see college football is making history right now. It's crazy, just NIL.
Changes that are happening.
And a lot of the other schools are just having coaches going in and out.
Yeah.
But for sure, I know at BYU you're going to have Kalani for the next, for your whole career.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
A big reason why I came is I don't want coaching changes. That's the reason why I left Utah State.
Yeah.
And, I mean, now it's nice because I have my head coach from Utah State helping with BYU.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Coach Anderson.
Hey.
I have Coach Enna who recruited me up there. He's down here too. So just the best of both worlds. And I know that you'll have coaches for a while you play here. So
it's crazy. You pretty much got coached by the same coaches your whole career. Yeah, I think that's very important though too.
Must be a full circle moment for you.
It is.
I mean? So, but that's true. I feel like that's one thing that people overlook. I mean, just the way BYU does things. You know what I mean? It's not like there's not a lot of like a one and done type a program. I mean, they definitely invest not just in their players but in their coaches, and they try to put us in the best position. And so they totally understand the meaning of trust the process. You know what I mean? They brings in someone, and the thing is about it, when they bring in people, they prayed about these people. You know what I mean? BYU's put they've done all their homework to bring these people. So and one thing that we tell the youngins too, like along what you said, like, you know what I mean? BYU is a great place, in my opinion, to not only come and develop yourself as an athlete, but as an overall human being. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's going to pay more dividends down the road. You know what I mean? In your life. And so, I guess another thing is, like, what piece of advice would you give to kids who are literally in your shoes, who may be too small or too, you know what I mean? And kind of, what would you tell those guys? You know what I mean?
I'd say don't let it get to your head. I let it get to my head a little too much. I think I'd have problems with people calling me small growing up, but I mean, let it get to your head in the right way. Just be able to let it make you grind, hit the field more than everybody, learn about whatever sport you're playing, or if it's basketball, football, learn about that more than everyone that's next to you, and just grind it out. So
I like that. Like kind of find the silver lining and where like you can, you know, thrive. And for example, like, if you're not going to be the biggest, you better be the smartest out there. You know what I mean? And I feel like that gives you an edge. People understand, like, it doesn't matter how big you are, you know what I mean, or whatever it may be. It's like it all comes down to, like, how well you know your stuff, and you can compete knowing with the knowledge you have and how you approach that. You know what I mean? So I think someone who's a great example of that, besides you, is also, you know, Devontae Smith. You know what I mean? You've seen what he did when he was here. You know what I mean? Won the Heisman and all that stuff, but he was a very undersized receiver. You know what I mean? As tall as he is, I think he only weighed like 160, 170 his entire college career. You know what I mean? And one of the biggest things, like you said, like, you can't let all the outside noise get to you. You know what I mean?
Comes with it.
That's the biggest thing. Your mentals, I feel like, is what you got to protect. You got to protect your inner belief, and I feel like that's one thing that I always tell, you know, the younger generation who people who are, you know, the younger generation who are dealing with the undersized and things of that sort. It's like, you know, you got to be your number one believer. You know what I mean? You can't let nobody take that belief away from you. And I feel like once you do that, the dog leaves. You know what I mean? You don't have that ambition to dominate and try to prove people wrong and things of that sort. And so
even though it sucks, though, I mean, I do think it helps, though. You learn from it. So
what is, like, the greatest gift, I guess, or the greatest blessing you've seen from the game of football?
Just meeting new people.
Relationships.
My relationships, for sure. Just, I mean, I've met so many just good people, and friends, like I said earlier, just that I know I'll be friends with till the day I die. So, and just being able to learn from them, learn how people grew up, just different things, because I've been here my whole life, so it's nice to know, like, and learn how people grew up and what they've gone through and stuff like that.
Different walks of life. You know what I mean? No, that's for sure one of my favorite things about being part of the football team and playing football. There's relationships that I've made, even just within the last year. You know what I mean, with the team that we've had this year, that I know will last a lifetime. Like you said, you know what I mean. These are people who are down the line. You know, when it's all said and done, and we're done with our careers and so forth. Like, we're gonna you know, I feel like those are things that are gonna last long. You know what I mean? The games, the wins and losses, those are gonna fade, but the relationship, I feel like, is, like you said, those things are gonna last forever. These are gonna be guys that we can lean on, and you know what I mean, and kind of have to help us throughout our entire life. You know? I think that's so awesome, because I've always seen like past players that will come, you know what I mean, like people, and then they'll talk about. I think Tom Holmoe actually talked about this sometimes. He would talk about the most, like, the best thing about his time playing was the long-lasting, the life-lasting relationships that he's made. You know? People to this day he still call brothers. You know what I mean? Because of the blood, sweat, and tears that we poured into. You know what I mean? Trying to achieve that one goal of winning the game and having a great season. And so that stuff just lasts. Like I said, lasts forever, bro. I think we're just gonna go to, like, a quick speed round questions. This is just for Hooper Nation. We're just quick questions that, you know what I mean, they want to know about you. What is your go-to pregame meal, or do you have a go-to pregame meal?
Usually have some pineapple on the plate.
Okay.
We usually have pasta.
Pasta?
Yeah, pasta bar and steak.
Okay, some steak. All right. What's your pregame? Do you have, like, a specific pregame song, or like specific song that you gotta, like, listen to before a game?
My main one's Praise the Lord by A$AP Rocky.
Okay, yeah. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. And then, do you have any, like, superstitions? Is there any, like, superstitions that you got, like things you got to do right before the game or, like, throughout the week in order for you to have a good game? Or do you not like, believe in superstitions?
I'm a superstition guy for sure. I have these Ethica underwear that have money on them, like $100 bills.
Yeah.
I feel like if I don't wear them that game, I won't get a pick. And then if I wear them that game, I'll get a pick.
Oh, dang.
So I think Sam Houston, I wore them. I wore them versus Arizona this year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I wore them versus Utah, but I think I might have.
So basically every game that you've gotten to pick.
I've worn them, yeah.
Another episode of, Inside the Y with Center Street Media. Jacob Robinson, glad that, we was able to have him on here today, and thankful for another episode, like I said.
Check us out on where?
Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music.
Yes, sir.
And like always, thank you for tuning in. See you soon.
Peace.
Go Cougs.